haven't gained any ground on being accepted. We are tolerated in the world.
See, that's why I was keep saying. That's why
we need to have like a guest to revisit. But you know what? I was going to respond to your thing about why the segregation is of people not wanting to come out, because you also have those other people where, you know, when you come into if you meet somebody and somebody says, well, I love you despite no matter what, this, that, and other, but they took the choice and the option of saying, well, okay, well now I'm going to tell you this, that, and other, da, da, da. Well, I've already been with you and slept with you. Why did you take that choice away from me? Right. And but then that's where, sometimes that's where I think that hostility comes in. Well, you know, because you run into some people, because I know when I mentor some of the people at Aid Atlanta, a lot of the young girls, they say, well, it happened to me and this, that, and other, so this is what happened to me and this, that, and other, and they don't want to take accountability, so I'm just on somebody else. But no, the accountability is on them, though, and I tell people that you are responsible for yourself. Right. But a young mind is not going to, but I think that's what it's up to us to teach people, that you are responsible. And they're trying to say, and you're right, it's up to us to teach them that. I'm going to value this dollar and be able to pay my bill, or either I'm going to do the conscious moral thing and be standing out in the street because I ain't make no money.
But I think it has like progressed in stages, because like when it originally came out with AIDS hit the market, it was like a white gay man's disease. Right. So then when it creeped into the black gay community, it's like, oh, when it creeped into the black community, then it was just like, oh, it's a white gay man disease, but now it's the black people who are getting it are these snow queens, which are quote unquote the black men that sleep with white men. Then when, you know, friends and people that we started running with started getting, then it's just like, oh, well, wait a minute, now this is a gay disease, this is hit our community. And now I think just fast forward to today, it has just taken out so many young people. I mean, high school people, you know, young kids, you know. So now it's just like.
And true, that's when people are really starting to experiment with sex, and they're really not as conscious or as aware or as mature to make wise choices. So and like I say, it only takes one time. So if you do it that one time with somebody who is, then.
And then a lot of people then start accepting it to certain people, like when Magic Johnson came out and said X, Y, and Z. So they latched on.
And even with that, it wasn't a gay thing in Africa when Oprah had that guest on, she was a female, and she says, I don't like for you to say that just because you have money or just because I'm successful that your life is better. My life is not better because I still don't have the same choices as the regular person who does not have the wealth, the fame, and it's the same thing. They still across the board are still having those same issues that somebody who has the lavish lifestyles and they think it's different.
Oprah to see.
Right now, what was it?
Oprah saw it. She got it.
I didn't say that again.
That was about the woman whose husband gave her AIDS.
Yeah, right. Oprah had made the comment. She says, "Well, it's probably easier for you to deal with, you know, you being HIV or whatever the case may be because you have money, you have a good support system." And she says, "No, it's not." Right. She said, "Just because."
No, that's not what she was saying.
That was another.
She was saying that she could be, you know, because Michael Jordan.
No, not
Magic
Johnson. She keep bringing up Magic Johnson to regular folks. And she was like,
no, she was regular. She was regular. Remember, because she didn't get it. She sued for the money, but she hadn't got it.
She never got it, right?
Because he filed bankruptcy.
Right, he filed bankruptcy.
And she was really upset.
She was upset that Oprah kept making it seem like since Michael, Magic kept worked for Magic, she would be fine.
She was saying she kept referring to the fact
as far as her life or whatever.
No, she was saying you can't compare us with Magic Johnson. He has millions. He can
pay for
get any doctor he want. He can get a chef. He can get
he can get all the proper
training. He can get everything he needs to keep himself viral and alive.
And she was at that point in her life, she was
bringing up Magic Johnson. She said, "Don't do that."
Yeah, she was saying all the medication and all the treatment that she had.
Oprah apologized.
Oprah apologized.
She
said, "You know what? She said she won't do it no more."
And then on that note, even with the Magic Johnson, what Magic Johnson did was several things. Like one thing, it opened the eyes of these heterosexual men to let them know that no, this is not a gay disease. This is a disease for everybody.
Now that's what it did.
And then also what Magic Johnson coming out did was Magic Johnson, you know, he opened their eyes, and then since Magic Johnson has, you know, been dealing with it for so long, a lot of people, you know, as time went on, the seriousness of the disease, they didn't take it that serious no more because they looked at Magic Johnson like, oh, Magic Johnson got it, and Magic Johnson been having it for 10, 15 years, and he's still alive, so it's not really killing people, so they're going back to their old habits because they feel like, well, if Magic Johnson can live with it, then I can live with it too, if I happen to get it.
But you know, that's a two-way street too, because a lot of people look at Eazy-E. He had AIDS, and he was gone within like 6 months.
He was
what was the actor?
So
a lot of people.
And that was right at the beginning, though.
But
That was right at the beginning.
It wasn't disclosed about Eazy-E until his death.
Right.
Yeah.
But even more so, it was in the beginning, so they probably didn't even know what it was, I'm sure, right away, because that was in the 80s that he died.
But no, remember Dynasty, the actor that kissed what's her name? He kissed her on the set, and then he found out that he was HIV. Was it Rock Hudson? Yeah. You know, he brought it out to the world and made them more aware, and that was before Magic Johnson and everything.
Right, but that, even with that, that kind of like...
Then that's when his sexuality came out too, though.
Right, exactly.
And that changed a lot because that changed a lot too when they found out that he had it. Because then it was just like, whoa. Yeah. That's when the lawsuit then come out. You can sue somebody because that's like attempted murder if you know you are HIV positive. You don't disclose that to somebody that you're sleeping with. So that kind of started all that.
But through kissing, but then they said that you can get it from kissing.
But this was the beginning stage. They didn't know all that.
They didn't know. They thought it was in your tears and your saliva, your sweat. They didn't know.
And to this day, they do say that it's a small percentage.
Remember how Janet?
Saliva, but
remember when Janet kissed Tupac and she had a fit? Remember? And what was that? Poetic Justice. It was a big old blowout because
What she have a fit for?
Because he
was nasty. She just swore up and down. He was nasty.
was she kissing?
She kissed that wrong,
Good time to roll it.
If this
I'm sure that was in the script.
But the reason why I didn't say anything,
Page
or
72.
well, you all were talking about AIDS. You know, the topic is about AIDS, and it seemed like it was a lot of times that people were making comments about us and our wedding, and two men getting married or committing themselves to one another. They would always bring up the topic of AIDS. It seemed like somewhere in
Well, people do that with gay people all the
exactly
time.
anything you
So,
talking
that's
to,
just
here
them
comes
married or not.
the AIDS. Everybody wants to bring that in, and so that's why your topic is about AIDS and all that. So, but when it comes down to AIDS, yes, we have made some grounds because it's gone global and it's in everybody's family, white, black. Everybody has touched it or experienced it in some kind of way. But when it comes down to the marriage, that's another topic.
No.
Well, I don't think the topic was really AIDS. The topic was just
changed.
homosexuality.
So what you said was really,
It was valid.
really the topic. That's what I really wanted to hear.
Yeah.
The point, because the topic was
Really
how much
homosexual.
have things changed.
changed.
Period.
We're just tolerated more. With
So you don't think
rules
it's
and
changed,
conditions.
it's tolerated.
That's
Yes.
good. That's a good. That's good.
That's all we're being. And
But
don't
I
fool
think,
yourself.
I think that that's a step in the right direction because
You know, but-
you have to have tolerance before you can even adapt to any change.
That's true.
So I think that that's necessary
Okay.
because you're
That
not going
opens
to
the
just
door.
change
That
automatically.
opens
I mean, look at us as
Exactly.
black people.
But see,
with
that's
our
why
struggle.
it's up to us, you know, those people who are in the media, who do have a voice, like this show right here. It's up to us to let people in on the real world, the real
Which
gay
is one of the
life.
reasons that we did this show.
That we are real people and get to know us and not what they see, the stereotypical gays that they see.
Right.
You know, they need to really see
Which is one of
you.
the
They need
reasons
to
we
see
did
you.
this show.
They need to see the realness.
Right.
They need to see exactly that we are actually real people and we are afforded the same opportunities that our heterosexual counterparts are.
Right. Which is another reason why I think the guys that are more quote unquote masculine or the down low guys, that they, to me, have even more of an obligation or responsibility to come out to people to let them know. It's not just the people that you can obviously look at, like myself, and tell that are gay, but it's also some men that play basketball every day and work out at the gym and, you know, real tough. There's some women would look at it and be like, woo, but some of them are gay too, so I think they have even a greater obligation and responsibility to do so. And I think that they are punks and cowards for not doing so.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, all of them.
You got to understand.
They have reasons. They have their reasons for doing it. It's just
Well, no, I'm saying some men that look like that are gay, not all.
Overall,
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with those people. It's just like what we're asking them to do. It's the same thing that we're asking people who are HIV positive. It's like it's an individual choice. It's just like you choose who you disclose that information to because we're not in a perfect society. Everybody's not going to accept that. Everybody's not going to treat your information, you know, the way that the same way. So in regards to those individuals, I was just on a radio show with somebody this past weekend, and we talked about that, and I told them, I said, the DL brothers have caused more harm to the gay community than they know. But you have to look at it just like we want them to accept us for being able to just be as free as we want to be. They have their reasons for not wanting to just live their life out openly like we do. And some of them have legitimate reasons for not disclosing that information because...
And I'll be the first one to admit that maybe I'm not mature enough in that area, but I think that that's a cop-out and I don't accept that. And I wouldn't compare somebody being HIV positive to somebody being down.
But
I
I'm
think
trying to
those are two
find out,
totally
how do
different
you
things.
find somebody, how do you say that they have a legitimate reason to not be themselves and live their truth?
Especially if they want to date me.
Because we live in a world where your whole survival, your job could be taken, and that's how you maintain your living, by making a living, working. So if you disclose that information to certain individuals, you probably end up out of work.
To me, though, being gay is as much a part of you as being male and being black. And what if people, back in the civil rights age decided not to march for black people's rights?
Because that could work either good or bad.
Or see, to me, like I understand what Sophia said because to me it took
and I
people on the DL to run for office and get in office before they exposed what their sexuality was. Because had they did it prior to that, they would not have
got the votes, had all the votes.
But did they disclose it, or did somebody just find out, and so it was this?
But either way, the result was still what they thought it would be when the people found out.
You understand what I'm saying?
I can't get on that bus.
Yeah, I guess for me it would be different because my thing is,
because in a battle, it's a battle. We're in a battle.
Yeah.
So in war, we camouflage. In order for us, so they're gonna need to camouflage themselves to look like one of them, to blend in, to get in, to make a difference.
Yeah.
Other than that,
but if
they're not
your
gonna be able
job
to
is
get
to
in.
be on your merit, not your sexuality, are you going to do the work to have sex?
This is the real work.
But with Ellen,
so you tolerate the fact that this masculine guy also likes men. It should have nothing to do with his work.
I know
performance.
in the entertainment industry, there are probably more than
85%.
Yeah, 85%. No, 50% on this one. More than 50% of those entertainers probably could not stand gay people.
I'm sure.
But because their talents and everything that they do makes them make the buck, they tolerate it.
Right. Exactly.
I agree.
But I think from that tolerance, they then do develop actual. Because
some
I have one in
still-
particular that I work with now.
Yeah,
He said to me that he did not like them, but partially because of me and another individual that he worked with that was homosexual, he don't have a problem with it. Now, and there are some that he still does have a problem with, as do we. But it has opened his eyes up to a lifestyle and given him an awareness that he didn't have before.
but to a certain extent, Coretta Scott King had a problem with us. But before she died, she accepted us too. And that's the problem that, Julian Bond, I think that was the representative, had a problem with going to Eddie Long's church where they held her funeral because of her views, towards the end of her life, towards homosexuality and his views towards homosexuality.
And I'm not expecting, I can see that, but I'm not expecting anyone or for a person to necessarily be born with just accepting any one thing that that makes them uncomfortable. But you should at least be open enough to develop an understanding for it, have some tolerance, and then be able to be accepting of it.
So do you think people choose to be gay, or are they born?
I think they're born that way.
We're going wait. We got 4 or 5 shows going on. We have to just close. We have to. This is a good topic. We may even revisit this topic because it's so juicy and so hot. But anyway, when we come back,
So hot, my shirt was white, but now it's red.
we have more of the dish.